Post. Tina Brown put it on her NPR list of the 3 must-read articles for the week, and the article inspired an amusing lineup of novels about emerging adulthood on the New Yorker website. And for all those shares and discussions, that headline set a tone of disapproval. I had become, through one line of text that was the choice of my editors, one of those voices of the scolding baby boomers. And you know 20-somethings, they're way too lazy and spoiled to read any farther than the headline. Just kidding. But seriously, what is it about 20-somethings? Even those who did read past the headline and recognized my empathy toward young people just trying to figure out how to live their lives had complaints, usually about what I had left out. And they were right. I deliberately focused on psychology and neuroscience, so I left out a lot. I didn't have space to consider the financial pressures young people are under today: student loans, credit card debt, difficulty finding entry-level jobs or affordable housing, coming to terms with a bitter realization that, for many, they'll never be as well off as their parents. Or the role that parenting style might play in delaying adulthood, with baby boomers making life too easy for their children and having trouble letting go when it's time for the kids to grow up and go away. I should have pointed out that adulthood doesn't look like much of a prize these days, full of divorces and dead-end jobs and stultifying routines that the younger generation would just as soon postpone. And I didn't even try to grapple with one of the defining characteristics of this generation: the Facebook profiles, Twitter feeds, Foursquare mayoral races, and Tumblr posts that have transformed the way they think about themselves, their peers, and their day-to-day activities. In other words, the stuff I left out could have filled a book. This book. And to my delight, my younger daughter Samantha was willing to be my co-author. We asked Sam's older sister Jess to join us, but she politely pointed out that she was not crazy enough to write a book with her mother, thank you very much. And anyway, she was already over 30. I knew Sam would give the book something the article was missing: youth cred. The kids still say cred, right? And the fresh perspective of someone experiencing her 20s right now. Sam's a millennial. I'm a baby boomer. And we hoped that as a team we could keep each other in check on any grand generalizations about a particular generation, both mine and hers.
Hi, this is Sam. I'll jump in here, as I plan to do from time to time, to say a bit more about what it's like to be a 20-something, or emerging adult, or whatever you want to call us, today. For starters, yes, we still say cred. I'm wary of trying to speak for my generation, but I can at least give some dispatches from the front. Together, Mom and I have spent hours debating every word and nuance in this book, and what appears here is mostly stuff we agree on, but at times we think it's best for each of us to speak in her own voice, so you know just who you're hearing from in the places where those nuances matter. In terms of who I am, well, as Mom said, I'm her younger daughter, and perhaps Jess was right about being crazy to write a book with your mother. Sit tight for the tell-all screenplay coming in 2014. I'm 27, and in some ways fairly grown up. I live alone in a studio apartment in Brooklyn, my 8th apartment since sophomore year. I've also lived with girlfriends, with boyfriends, and with strangers. I pay my bills without anyone's help. I have a 401k and some embossed business cards that say The New York Times, marking my 5th job, not counting internships or part-time gigs, in the 6 years since I graduated college in 2006. But I'm also laughably far from some of the markers of adulthood, namely marriage and kids. I have friends like me, friends with the reverse situation, fast in the marriage department, slow in progressing in a career, and friends at either extreme. I know people who have hopscotched from one decision to another according to what sounded good at the time, and others who have known for years exactly what they wanted and have put themselves on a straight, sure path to get there. I'll be telling you more about them and about me as we go.